What is police legitimacy, and how is it the glue that holds law enforcement together? Hey guys, what's going on? I hope you are having a fantastic week so far. So what exactly is police legitimacy, and why is it so important? By definition, police legitimacy is the extent that members of the public view police as legitimate. And it's often measured by the public's willingness, if you will, to obey and cooperate with police. It's basically a matter of how much the public is willing to allow the police to do their job to fight crime. By definition, police legitimacy is the reflection or belief that the police ought to be allowed to exercise their authority, manage conflicts, and solve problems in their communities. I think a lot of new officers get into this job with the wrong mindset because maybe they're not taught right, or maybe they don't see it from a different angle, or they don't thoroughly understand what their job is. I think a lot of new guys get into this job with the mindset, I'm the police, I'm in charge. Of course I'm here to put bad guys in jail and maintain social justice. But folks, I am here to tell you it is not that simple. Let's really break it down and look at it. For all of you about to get into law enforcement, or maybe you are already a law enforcement officer, I want you to try to see things from a different angle. Do not, and I repeat, do not be arrogant enough to think that you are always in charge as an authoritative figure. In my opinion, the first step to improving community relations between law enforcement and the public starts with the officer. It starts from the officer's standpoint. You really have to understand the concept of police legitimacy, and you have to practice it. You have to have the trust from the community to believe that you are competent enough to do your job. Cities where the police and the citizens get along are vastly different from where they have a rivalry. And I'm sure that's a very obvious statement, what I just made. However, I think the root of that problem starts with police legitimacy. Do the citizens willingly give the responsibility of authority to the police? That is the question. A Supreme Court case from 2005 and other courts have stated law enforcement has no duty to protect the public. You see this posted everywhere. I see it posted everywhere. And it's usually somebody's first argument these days. It's like the cool thing to say, well, you guys have no right to protect us anyway, so you're all shitty. But judges aren't working the streets. We are. Regardless of what Supreme Court says, I got into this job to protect people. That's why I wanted to do it. 3 reasons I got into law enforcement: solve crimes, put bad people in jail, and keep people safe. But there's always going to be idiots out there that do not like cops, and they're going to try to find any excuse they can to, got you. I'm sorry, just because the Supreme Court says I have no duty to protect somebody doesn't mean that's exactly what I'm going to do every day I go to work. But you know, people like conspiracies. But the reality is, guys, most of us got into this line of work because we wanted to keep our community safe. Most of us enjoy being the sheepdog, the protector. I love being the person that shows up when someone has exhausted all options and they have to resort to calling 911. I take pride in that. I love that responsibility. I have always loved that responsibility. That is part of the job that through 11 years has never diminished. I still to this day enjoy it just as much as I did originally. There is another component to this, and it directly correlates with police legitimacy. The second part of this is called procedural justice. Procedural justice concerns the overall treatment and fairness of the process. It's basically making people feel like they got the best service, if you will, that they could. Even if the outcome wasn't in their favor, were you fair about it? Were you nice about it? See here, the 4 tenets of procedural justice include voice, listen, neutrality, be fair, respectful treatment, pretty self-explanatory, and trustworthiness. They have to trust that you're willing to do what's best for the overall population. It's not just you as the officer that has the responsibility of procedural justice. However, you are the first step of procedural justice. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining. I could have probably made this video a little bit longer, but I was trying to pretty much get to the meat and potatoes of why police legitimacy is so important, along with procedural justice. If you have any questions, or maybe you want me to do a live stream with somebody soon, talking about these topics, I would be more than happy to. If you have any questions about this particular topic, leave it in the comment section below and I'll try to address it in either a live stream or maybe a future video. Either way, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have an awesome rest of your week, and I will see you guys very, very soon.